What's up everybody, and welcome back to another ProGuides Rocket League video. I'm Josh, and last time I discussed how to annihilate your opponents with the air dribble. But what if you wanted to defend against that move? Today we're going to be going over 3 simple tricks to turn your net into an impenetrable wall of pure defense. So like always, hit that sub button and let's get into it. To start this off guys, we'll go over how to properly position yourself to defend. Positioning is very important for defending. You gotta know when and where to place your car when someone is going to attack. The first mistake a lot of new players make is being backwards. You rarely want to be backwards. It's tough enough to maneuver your car around when it's backwards, so it wouldn't make much sense to defend like that. Now that isn't always true, for example, shadow defending, but we'll get into that later. So we got that down, rarely be backwards, but on top of that, you also don't want to be forwards. Why, you might ask? If you look here, you can see someone dribbling the ball, and you're way back at your net waiting for him. Now you might just think, just run at him and hit the ball from his possession before he can get a pop. That is wrong. There is a multitude of different moves he can pull off to easily get this past you. The correct way to hit the ball away is to have your car sideways. I know, this might sound a little funky, but believe me, while your car is sideways, you still also want to be facing towards the ball, but sideways to your opponent. This will allow you to block more area and still get the height and power from being forwards. If we look at the same scenario, except being positioned sideways, you can see the opponent won't be able to hit the ball by like before. A good spot to always position your car for a play you're not too sure about is just around the box in front of your net. That's because around this area, there isn't much they can do. Think of it like this. For each shot, there's intention behind where you'll hit it. The closer you get to the net, the more intention you need behind each hit increases. So say you're around the box and you're going for a flick or a hook shot. If you flick it too high or hook it too far, it'll hit the crossbar or wall, allowing for an easy clear. Rather than the further you are away, you can hook it or flick it as far and hard as you want to get it past the defender. And with this proper positioning, you can make any save with as little as 12 boost. Low on boost, the box is there to help you too. This brings me back to my initial point. The box is your friend when it comes to most defensive plays. So you might think now that you know this, you can just hop in a game and stay in that little box and defend anything, right? Also wrong. You also have to keep an account where his car is placed. You usually want to place your car at the exact opposite side of the ball of his car. So say he's coming at you from left field towards your net. You have your car sideways, but don't know where to sit in net or field. It's simple. You want to be on the right side of the net, going towards the left. Think of it like this. There are a couple ways for him to shoot this, but the most likely way he would is to shoot it left corner. Great, you can easily boost over there and block it before it gets scored. Now, what if he goes for the harder shot? Sees you going towards left corner, so he shoots it right corner. That's perfectly fine too. Even though your car is backwards, since you position yourself on the right side, you don't need to get to the ball as fast. You can just jump up and make an easy block. But what if you're still having some trouble defending with just this positioning? Another great trick is to take the ball before they even have a chance to shoot. This is called shadow defending. Shadow defending is a high-level tactic used by every high-rated player. The main thing behind shadow defending is mirroring your opponent. So what do I mean by mirroring your opponent? Alright, so you see your opponent driving the ball downfield. A good way to stall him is to place your car on the other side of the ball and follow his movements. I'll show you what I mean. Here, we have someone trying to dribble the ball downfield. To give him less space and room to shoot, I put my car in front of his. I'm essentially shadowing him. What this is good for is faking him out of shooting. If he makes any dumb slight movements, I can easily slow my car down and capitalize on his loss of possession and hit the ball away from him. Now, what if he doesn't lose possession and manages to lead it back towards my net? Well, that's good. We're in the same situation as before, where I have the advantage of being in the box and can shorten the gap between us, making it harder for him to shoot. Shadow defending is very effective in 1v1s, but can be used in any playlist. It's definitely something to practice and won't be perfected at first try. The more you try, the more scenarios you will see and understand how to manage that gap between you and your opponent and when to strike. So, we've gone over positioning. Now we'll go over how to use your surroundings to your advantage. There's always different ways to go about defending a shot and which ones are more effective. You can go off walls, you can use the corners of your net for a pinch, or if you have no boost, you can even go off the top of your net for the infamous squishy block. These are more situational than anything. Let's say for instance, someone shoots on your net and you're at the corner boost. You can just boost over there and jump to try and save it. But why not eliminate that extra process and drive up and off the wall, putting your car already in the air and gives you a flip to use whenever you need. This just makes it a little faster and you usually get more speed. So when you get that block, it's almost guaranteed a clear as well. Now, the squishy save is a little more complicated. It doesn't really have a name for it, so we'll just be calling it the squishy save. This is when you drive up the wall inside of your net, positioning your car on the ceiling, then drop down for a save. This is great for when you have no boost and you see an air dribble or any high power shot making you have to block in the air. This is very difficult to pull off, but it isn't impossible. It's always better to try and go for the save than to just give up. So don't be intimidated by its difficulty. The best way to practice this is just doing it in game. It's more than a last resort for a block, but it's still a great mechanic to have in your back pocket. Because when you make these saves, not only is it flashy, but it sets a powerful statement that it will take more than just that to score on you. Now, another thing to note is that you don't want to just tap the ball when blocking. Yes, it will stop it from initially getting scored, but just lightly tapping it will essentially be a pass for them to shoot it again. With every block, you will want to direct it towards an area that will take them some time to rebound a shot. Or this is more commonly known as clearing. A great way to clear the ball is to aim for the bottom corners of the wall near your full boosts. This will make the ball fly in the air and make a difficult angle for them to rebound. Now, what if you're stuck and they're waiting for you in the corner where you want to shoot it? Again, this is another perfect situation to utilize your surroundings. The corner of your net can act as a perfect spot to pinch the ball into a random spot on the map. The point of this isn't more of getting a ton of power behind it, but to make it unpredictable. A pinch will usually vary in speed and direction, clouding anyone's judgment of where to position. You can simply just push the ball towards the corner and flip into it as it's about to hit the ball to make a pinch. Now, this can be risky, but if all else fails, this is great to keep in mind as a last resort trick, just like the squishy saves. These can even lead to full field clears and turn into an attack for you. So don't look over this tactic. Now that we've gone over how to position yourself for a block, along with different ways to go for a block, next we'll talk about how to predict a shot to make blocking a walk in the park. Now, this sounds a lot harder than it is. Prediction is all through trial and error. Obviously, the longer you've been playing, the more setups you've seen and the more shots you've seen. But luckily for you, I've seen all of these shots, so let's go over what they will look like. Now, you have your basic power and hook shot. These are mainly used to surprise opponents by slowing the ball down and in a split second, speed up to hook the ball. These are very easy to see coming once you understand the setup. Now, to see this shot coming, you will want to keep your eye on their movements. If I am in the offense here, I will always try and make it seem as if I can't go for a powerful shot, and then when they least expect it, I slam it into their net. As you see, I am trailing behind the ball a little, waiting for any advancements or sense of confidence from the defender. Then I boost towards the corner of the ball and slam it to get a powerful and surprising hit. Here, if I was defending, I would position my car to the side of the net opposite of the ball and aim my nose towards it. If he goes for a straightforward, powerful shot, I can easily boost and block it. If he goes for the hook shot, I have way more time to see where the ball is going and just jump up to get a simple block since I'm already positioned where it would lead. Now, another shot they can go for is an air dribble. Air dribbles might seem a little difficult to defend, but they are very simple. Once someone is finishing their air dribble, they have little control of where it is going. So once you see the path it's headed, all you have to do is intercept the ball. They also will always try to go for higher placed shots than lower. So if you just boost towards your crossbar, chances of them scoring are slim to none. Also, make sure to wait for them to hit the ball into you. Don't go chasing down an air dribble or they will likely just pass you. Just wait in net and block the line of his path. Those two are some of the most difficult shots to defend, along with a flip reset. Now, depending on your rank, you may never even see this move. But on the off chance you do, you'll want to know how to defend it. These are a little more tricky than the air dribble, but it is essentially the same idea. You can usually tell when someone's trying to go for a flip reset if it looks like they're going for an air dribble but aren't really hitting the ball. If you see this, you can do one of two options. You can hit it away from him before he successfully gets it and catch him off guard, or you can wait for his setup and be very patient. If they are going for a flip reset, don't position yourself on the path of the ball, but rather the path of where his nose is pointed. Most people do flip resets aiming for the top bar or top corners of your net, so be prepared to boost up fast. Wherever their nose is pointed is where they will be shooting. Even if it is pointed at the ground, expect the ball to go to the top of your net. So once you see the angle of where he will be shooting, it's as simple as just boosting up to the top of your net and waiting for him to shoot. These 3 shots are some of the most difficult to read, but knowing how they are performed, it is as simple as just placing your car in the right spot at the right time. Now, not only will you be able to score on your enemies, but you can also deny any shot they throw at you. It's always good to know offensive and defensive moves, so I wanted to start off this channel with these 2 concepts. But as always, I'd love to know which tip helped you the most in this video, so let me know down in the comments. Make sure to also subscribe and turn that bell notification on so you know whenever we upload another video. That's it for today, guys. Peace out.